Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In the vast tapestry of history, few events have left as deep and indelible a mark as the World Wars. These cataclysmic conflicts reshaped nations, redefined boundaries, and forever altered the course of humanity. From the assassination that sparked the first global confrontation to the peace treaties that attempted to mend a shattered world, we'll be journeying through these pivotal moments. So, join me on this journey through time as we explore the pivotal moments that shaped the course of our world. As we dive into the origins of World War I, it's essential to grasp the complex web of geopolitical tensions and alliances that marked the early 20th century. A time of great empires and nationalistic fervor, the stage was set for a conflict that would engulf nations across the globe. The world, during this period, was a powder keg ready to explode. Powerful empires including Britain, France, Germany, Russia, and Austria-Hungary were entwined in a delicate balance of power, each vying for dominance and territorial expansion. This competition led to an intricate network of alliances, designed to maintain a precarious peace, but ultimately setting the stage for a war of unprecedented scale. At the heart of these tensions lay the concept of nationalism, a potent force that both united countries internally and set them at odds with their neighbors. This sentiment was particularly intense in the Balkans, a region of diverse ethnic groups under the control of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, where the desire for independence was reaching a boiling point. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in June 1914 by a Bosnian Serb nationalist was the spark that ignited the fuse. Considered a direct attack on the Austro-Hungarian Empire, this event led to a domino effect of ultimatums, mobilizations, and declarations of war. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, declared war on Serbia. Russia, as an ally of Serbia, mobilized in response, leading Germany to declare war on Russia. France, bound by a pact with Russia, found itself at war with Germany and Austria-Hungary. When Germany invaded neutral Belgium to outflank the French army, Britain declared war on Germany. Suddenly, a local conflict had escalated into a full-blown world war. Within weeks, the major powers of Europe, along with their colonies and allies around the world, were drawn into the conflict. The world was divided into two opposing camps: the Central Powers, including Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and later Bulgaria, and the Allies, initially composed of Russia, France, Britain, and Italy, later joined by Japan and the United States in 1917. World War I, also known as the Great War, was a war of firsts: the first use of chemical weapons, the first mass bombardment of civilians from the sky, and the first time that casualties on the battlefield counted in the millions. These intricate causes set the stage for the first global conflict, a war that would not only reshape the political landscape of Europe, but also leave a lasting impact on the world, setting the stage for even more devastating conflicts in the decades to follow. Join me in retracing the footsteps of World War I, an era that saw the world plunged into one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The war was punctuated by major battles fought on two primary fronts: the Western and the Eastern fronts. On the Western Front, we saw a war of attrition, a grueling stalemate that stretched from the English Channel to the Swiss border. This was the birthplace of trench warfare, a brutal and devastating form of combat that became synonymous with World War I. Soldiers hunkered down in miles of fortified trenches, facing unspeakable conditions and the constant threat of enemy fire. As we shift our gaze to the Eastern Front, the war took on a different character. Here the battles were more fluid, characterized by sweeping movements across vast landscapes. Despite the different tactics, the toll was equally catastrophic, with millions of lives lost in the crossfire. World War I was also a time of rapid technological advancement. The world witnessed the first widespread use of machine guns, tanks, and aircraft in warfare, changing the face of battle forever. Yet, this progress came with a heavy price. The human cost of World War I was staggering, with an estimated 10 million military personnel and 7 million civilians losing their lives. As we navigate the aftermath of the war, we encounter the Treaty of Versailles. This controversial agreement held Germany responsible for the war and imposed severe penalties, including hefty reparation payments and territorial losses. Many historians argue that the harsh conditions of the treaty sowed the seeds of resentment and discontent that would eventually lead to the outbreak of World War II. These far-reaching consequences of the Treaty of Versailles marked the end of the First World War, a period that forever altered the course of history. The echoes of these battles and their impact continue to resonate, serving as a stark reminder of the costs of global conflict. The interwar period saw fragile peace, economic challenges, and the rise of totalitarian regimes. This era, sandwiched between the two world wars, was marked by a world trying to heal from the devastation of the Great War, but also wrestling with economic and political upheaval. The Treaty of Versailles, which marked the end of World War I, imposed heavy reparations on Germany, crippling its economy and fostering a sense of resentment. This economic crisis, combined with the global impact of the Great Depression, created a fertile ground for extremist ideologies. In Germany, the Nazi Party, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, rose to power, promising to restore Germany's former glory. In Italy, Benito Mussolini's fascist party gained control, advocating for a strong, centralized government. And in the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin was consolidating his power, transforming the country into an industrial superpower at a tremendous human cost. These totalitarian regimes, driven by aggressive expansionist policies, began to destabilize the delicate balance of power. Germany and Italy, bound by the Rome-Berlin Axis and later joined by Japan to form the Axis powers, posed a significant threat to global peace. Meanwhile, the League of Nations, established after World War I to promote peace and prevent another global conflict, proved to be ineffective. Its inability to enforce sanctions or control these aggressive policies highlighted its weaknesses and set the stage for another world war. The tipping point came on September 1, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. Despite international appeals and warnings, Hitler was undeterred, believing that the Western powers lacked the will to intervene. He was mistaken. Britain and France declared war on Germany just 2 days later. This marked the outbreak of the deadliest conflict in human history, World War II. The invasion of Poland marked the beginning of World War II. It was a stark reminder that peace is fragile and that the actions of a few can affect the lives of many. It tells us that the interwar period was not just a pause between two wars, but a critical chapter in our history that set the stage for the world as we know it today. Venture with me into the heart of World War II, a time when the world was once again plunged into a global conflict. This period was marked by major campaigns that changed the course of history, including D-Day, the Battle of Stalingrad, and the Pacific Theater. D-Day, or the Normandy landings, was one of the largest amphibious military assaults in history. It marked the beginning of the end for Germany's domination in Europe. The invasion was a testament to the power of combined forces, as it was executed by an alliance of Western nations. Meanwhile, in the East, the Battle of Stalingrad was a brutal encounter between the Soviet Union and Germany. It is considered one of the deadliest battles in history, resulting in immense loss and devastation. However, its outcome marked a turning point in the war, pushing back the formidable Nazi forces. The Pacific Theater was another significant front. The fierce battles fought on the islands of the Pacific, including Iwo Jima and Okinawa, were marked by their intensity and high casualty rates. The eventual Allied victory in the Pacific concluded with the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, showcasing the frightening power of new technologies. As we delve deeper, we cannot overlook the human tragedy of this era. The Holocaust, a systematic genocide perpetrated by the Nazi regime, led to the death of 6 million Jews. This dark chapter of history reminds us of the depths to which humanity can sink when driven by hate and intolerance. Despite the horrors, the end of World War II marked a significant shift in global dynamics. The triumph of the Allied forces led to the establishment of the United Nations, an organization aimed at promoting international peace and preventing future wars. The triumph of the Allied forces marked the end of World War II. This period, filled with remarkable campaigns and significant outcomes, forever changed the world and left an indelible mark on history. As we conclude this journey through the world wars, we reflect on the monumental events that reshaped the globe. From the tangled alliances and tensions that sparked World War I to the seismic battles that dictated its course. The interwar period, a time of deceptive calm, bore witness to economic upheavals and the rise of totalitarian regimes, setting the stage for the even more devastating World War II. World War II, marked by iconic campaigns like D-Day and the Battle of Stalingrad, saw the advent of new technologies and the unspeakable horror of genocide. The collective triumph of the Allied forces and the subsequent establishment of the United Nations were pivotal in shaping the world as we know it today. These wars, while devastating, taught us invaluable lessons about the human spirit, diplomacy, and the importance of peace. As we delve deeper into history, let us remember these lessons. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world's stories.